This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Nick George.
Welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast. Are you in need of a top-notch plumbing company that also has a robust 5-star set of reviews online? One might be closer than you think. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing your good neighbor, Adrian Vigil, with Top Notch Plumbing. Adrian, how's it going?
Good morning, Nick. It's going good. Looking forward to a 3-day weekend. Unfortunately, as I mentioned before we jumped on, we're having a little issues going on in the background administrative side. In business, we run across challenges often, and we roll with the punches and we come up with a game plan. So
Well,
a little challenging this morning.
I'm glad you could keep our interview appointment with all that going on. I really do appreciate that. So tell us, we're excited to learn all about your business. Tell us about your company.
Yeah, I really appreciate the opportunity. I've been in northern Colorado most of my life. I was born in California, grew up in Greeley, and been in the Loveland, Fort Collins area as an adult. I've been in business for 9 years. October 2nd, we'll be celebrating our 9-year anniversary. I've been plumbing for 25 years. And one of the last companies I was working for in 2016, I began to consider self-employment. And I had saw different plumbing companies and how they interacted with one another, how they communicated with each other, their systems, their culture, and I wanted something different. And at the time, I never considered longevity or what the business would look like in the future. I just wanted to be self-employed. And 9 years ago, I created Top Notch Plumbing. I was working full-time for another plumbing and mechanical company, and I was doing work on nights and weekends, and eventually was able to grow it into what it is today. Today we have our own shop, and we have 20 plus employees. We have 2 divisions, a repair and service division with a few departments. Within that repair and service division, we have a HVAC repair and service, a drain cleaning, and plumbing. And we also have a commercial division. In our commercial division, we provide plumbing installation in small to medium-sized commercial projects. So restaurants, we've done dentists, medical facilities, UC Health, so those type of projects.
Wow, that's very spanning.
Yeah.
What are some myths and misconceptions in your industry that people may or may not know of? And can you address any of them?
Wow. That is an interesting opportunity that you're giving me. When we first started, I began to see that a lot of homeowners and customers, your average homeowner customer, has a bad feeling about plumbers, resembling like a mechanic. And oftentimes it's because you don't trust them, you don't know enough about it, and there's horror stories of other plumbing companies. And I began to identify that really early on as I started answering my phone and going to these people's houses and begin to talk to them and connect with them. And I hear about plumbers not answering their phone or overcharging them, or a system or a repair that they've done ended up having an issue and they've had to call somebody else, me. So one of the myths that plumbers are out to make money and to get over on homeowners. I never came into this business to get rich. One of my first plumbing calls was a single mother. She lived in a trailer park here in Greeley, and she had been without hot water for a few weeks. And she had tried to get plumbers out there to fix her water heater. And based on her income, she had got shunned away. And at the time, I was grateful for any work. I got to her mobile home. This was a repair I've never done before. I have a background in commercial, so the service work I was still brushing up on. And I was able to repair the part, drain the water heater, repair the part, and fire it up. And she had hot water. I remember walking into her residence and letting her know she can try her hot water. It should be getting hot soon. And the relief and the appreciation that she had was energetic. Clearly I saw the laundry piling up and the dishes piling up, and I saw the kids there, and I could envision them getting ready for school without hot water. And what a challenge that must have been. And that could have been my aunt, that could have been my mom, my sister, my neighbor. And when I drove home, that it was dark already, it was after work. When I drove home that night, I remember feeling energized and just really grateful that I was able to help somebody. Uh, so there are some businesses out there that they have the wrong intentions and the wrong foundation. We grew our foundation on customer relations and building a great support system in Northern Colorado, just customers that we build a relationship with, and we're there to help with their plumbing problem. We don't want to upsell them. We don't want to sell them anything they don't need. And we base our pricing we have a flat rate system, so it incorporates our cost, our fixed expenses, and we hope to give our plumbers a living wage. So we're not out there to get our homeowners. We're not out there to deceive anybody. We're there to help them, and we're there to try to provide a livelihood for our team.
Yes, there's nothing wrong with staying secure and financially buoyant and still being very competitive in pricing. And it sounds like you're doing that by the 5-star reviews that I read before we started this. We know that marketing is the heart of every business. So, and you show that you embrace on a matter of scale from, commercial all the way down to residential, like you talked about. But when you're planning your marketing, who are you aiming at? Who are your target customers, and how do you attract them now? Are you still doing mail outs, or is there something new and exciting that you're doing to market your business to that group?
Okay. Early on in business, I quickly began to discover how folks were finding me, and they're finding me online. So early on, I knew that I needed to invest in our digital presence, our website, SEO, keywords, our Google business page. And so we invested in our website. We have a company out of Loveland that provides Tyler with analytive. He provides our digital marketing. So he takes care. Helped build our website and keywords, and he manages our Google business page. And we do some Google pay-per-clicks. When we evaluate our company, we do have 2 divisions. So each division has a different networking approach. For our repair and service division, it's heavy online, digital. And we have done some Greeley lifestyle, and I'm finding that most of our results are on Google. Google's a huge player in the market, and a lot of folks it's a competitive market. And the commercial division, we find most our clients just online and asking contractors to add us to their bid list and pre-qualification phase and get approved to work for these guys. and we get bid invites.
Have you ever thought about doing your own podcast, either as the host, bringing on some of your success stories, or just answering high-value questions in the search?
No, I have considered like blogs, and I see folks that do podcasts. I wouldn't know where to find the time.
I hear that a
Right,
lot.
right now, uh, being the fearless leader at Top Notch Plumbing, and I run in my spare time, so we
Yeah, I
get
was
up
going to ask
early
you
in the
that.
morning.
What do you do for fun outside of work?
Yeah, I run. About 7 years ago, I decided to abstain from alcohol and any mind-altering substances. So I started to look for something that as a hobby. And in 2022, I'd started gaining weight and was lethargic. I wasn't moving around much. So we ended up going to the Boulder. And from that day on, I've been running. And since I've ran 4 marathons, I use it as an opportunity to travel. I never traveled much growing up or as an adult. And this October, I'll be uh, joining the Tarahumara Native Runners in Chihuahua, Mexico, running a marathon.
Wow. 26 miles?
26.2. Yep.
Wow. Adrian, please tell our listeners the takeaway. What's one thing that they should absolutely remember about Top Notch Plumbing?
We are comprised of community members, your neighbor. We're men and women that want to help you. We have a strong culture of integrity, and we don't charge. We don't pay for any Google reviews. I think there's companies out there that'll give you a $25 discount if you give them a good review. We don't do that. We pull permits and get inspections for all our work. Unfortunately, there's HVAC companies out there that are installing water heaters without permits, and they don't have a plumbing contractor's license or a master's license. We pull permits, we do everything by the book. You're always going to find somebody that's a little cheaper, and they're most likely not doing it by the book, or they're a smaller company and they're able to charge you less. We're an ethical company. We're comprised of good guys with good intentions, and we're your neighbors.
Adrian, how can our listeners learn more about Top Notch Plumbing, both online and the old-fashioned way by phone?
Yeah, we have a Facebook page, which we have a decent following, which I've grown from very early on myself. Today we have 20 plus employees. We also have a LinkedIn page and an Instagram, and they're welcome to go to our website and go to our Facebook page and read our reviews.
Well, Adrian, I really appreciate you being on the show, and we definitely wish you and Top Notch Plumbing the very best moving forward.
I appreciate the opportunity to meet with you this morning. My cat was yelling in the background. Hopefully that doesn't come up. But thanks for your time, Nick. I appreciate it.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpfortcollins.com. That's gnpfortcollins.com or call 970-438-0825.